and just keep going until you get to the point to where it's, I mean, if it's not going to matter in 5 days or 5 weeks, probably really not that serious, is it?
No, that's
Mm,
real, bro.
We do have a
that's
tendency to do
Very,
that a
very.
lot, though. And I think we are now live on the YouTube. Finally.
um,
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
No, man, missed all the heat. There'll be more. There's more to come.
there we go. Well, now we got the live going on YouTube.
on the
And
both way 423.
just want to say congratulations to us. We're already over a quarter of the way back to the original number of followers on the new Wavemaker page. So yeah, we had like 8,000 hours of views last week
Oh, for real?
or some shit like that. Crazy.
Keep climbing, guy.
Yeah, man. Hard
Just
work,
one funny
dedication, a little bit of patience, and the
man.
right people.
That's gonna be fun to itemize. Yeah, that's gonna be
Mm.
fun to itemize. G. I look at that data, just that initial data, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's gonna be like, all right, we got 5 hour videos, 2 hour videos. How many times are people rewatching the 5 hour videos, bro? That's dope.
I know, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's
And we got
genuine.
like the engagement percentage I was looking at is like stupid fodder. So it's like I think it was over half. So over half the people that watched the video like actually commented or shared or engaged in it in some way. So that's pretty fucking dope.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
Real
Yeah,
spirit.
dog.
Mhm. That's pretty dope. So here we are back
Oh,
with another episode of Learn and Burn. We just kicking shit, trying to fill our head with a little knowledge.
Yeah,
He's gonna
you
be
know,
doing his
sometimes
intro, so we can
on Friday.
go ahead.
The
Who's
Tuttle
talking?
twins, man. The Tuttle twins just is coming in
Yes, the
heavy.
Tuttle
G.
Twins.
I was
Yes.
just
Hey
like,
man,
man,
the Tuttle Twins they know what's up, bro. The
gaming is
Tuttle
one
Twins definitely
thing,
know
but
what's up.
also making something that's educational in terms of gaming. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing they're missing. You feel me? They need some like gaming cards, or you feel me, some little building blocks or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it.
Hmm.
On the real,
They
I've been trying
partnered
to
with
push it.
Visual
Shit
Studios,
is
I think.
a
So they got their
mm-hmm.
they got like they have episodes too, so it's not just a book series. They have like little cartoon episodes through I
Yeah,
believe it's the
yeah,
Angel
yeah,
Network.
yeah.
Yeah.
So can we watch
But
them
I've
on
got I
YouTube?
bought the whole package. So I got every book, like every little Tuttle Twin book and every episode. Like I got it all. And like it actually wasn't that much either. I want to say it was like 30 or $80 or something a long time ago. And we definitely use it when we're homeschooling the children, like to teach them. It's very beneficial. I mean, it breaks down the Federal Reserve. It goes into like history. There's one episode where it's like got Babe Ruth and Fidel Castro.
yeah, that's
Oh,
dope. This is
they
my
be
first
cutting up.
time
Okay,
having
man.
this.
I saw the one about Bitcoin, and they were explaining why he pretty much created it and what money really is, and you know what I'm saying, the concepts of paper versus digital, and the cons. They were even going into the detail, like yeah, but you know, some people say it can all be shut down at any point. So I'm like, yo, well, great. Get them hit them when they're young. That's what the only show I remember that was like that was because I was an early 2000s kid, like 2000 I was born. So Cyber Chase. Y'all ever
I remember
heard
that.
of that? Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Cyber Chase, and then what you call it, Electric Company. So we caught the new wave one. They canceled that bad boy quick. But it was like that get up and play an hour a day, go outside, you know what I'm saying? You go to Cartoon Network, it'd be off, you'd be like you just go watch like I don't know, Ace Ventura or something, you feel me?
The
Yeah.
good old days, man. I remember back when I was a kid, like there was this one episode of I want to say it was like Donald Duck. And you know how Donald Duck had that rich uncle.
Mhm.
He had a rich uncle,
Yeah,
bro.
Sammy
And when I tell
Davis.
you, this was a Saturday morning cartoon that would just can't come on freely, like you know what I'm saying. And that rich old duck, bro, he broke it down for Donald, bro, all the way. Gave you the whole game, to how to escape the system and everything. And I just remember thinking back, like I saw it. Somebody had reposted it and was like, "Man, the good old days. I wish Saturday mornings was like this still, you know." And I remember watching the episode of that damn duck breaking down the whole secret to wealth and success and investing and everything, bro. Right there for everybody to see. And gave you the real shit too. You would never catch some shit like that on TV today. They're
Hmm.
gonna be all about paying some taxes and fucking losing your house, and that's what's crazy, bro. They'll throw some shit in there that ain't got nothing. It'll be a movie about them, some dogs finding their way home, and they're gonna be a scene in there with somebody cheating on somebody, somebody paying some taxes, and somebody losing a house.
What the fuck?
Modern Family. What happened to we
Propaganda.
moving on up? What happened to what was that? The Jeffersons? What happened to them? Come on, man. Wait, you know.
The
They replaced
Jeffersons.
they replaced the Jeffersons or not the Jeffersons, what was it? Moving on up to the east side. What was it? No, that's not the Jeffersons. Is it the Jeffersons? Is it moving
Yeah,
on
yeah,
up?
the Jeffersons.
So yeah. They replaced them with motherfucking Sex in the City.
Love it.
You know, and they said that they had an abnormally young audience because a lot of people went to the show thinking that it was about Sex in the City.
Oh man, what? I mean, it's
Gee,
good promo, man. It's good marketing, you know. Yeah,
It is, man.
ad placement.
I mean,
It
yeah,
is.
but I hope that the numbers was a little obscure because it was the '90s. You feel me? But it seems like a lot of the people that know about Sex in the City, they're not that old. You feel me? That show was a pretty mature show during that time.
Right.
You feel me? Despite the concept, you know what I'm
So,
saying?
did
Stick
you get a
around.
chance to look into that Elon Musk thing?
So yes, and I also found some things where it's like it's a little less disturbing, where there's some
Yeah.
safeguards in place. But let me see if I can pull them up real quick. G. So we
Yeah.
had
Who's controlling those safeguards?
you said what happened?
The thing that scares me, right, is that he owns Tesla, he owns SpaceX, he owns, the Starlink or whatever, the Neuralink. So he's going to have the satellites and the internet. He's going to have control of the cars, space exploration, and now he controls the power grid because thanks to your local Tesla charging stations, Elon Musk is now in control of the power grid. That's a little scary to me.
Essentially. And but the other thing is he's also pushing for you feel me the Grok AI. He's also pushing for Doge, which is sweeping federal databases, and it's also raising those previous privacy concerns. But the thing that they're using to counter them is literally contracts and law and stuff like that. So it's like they were
Well,
talking
that's
about the
how you
Privacy
do
Act
it.
of 1974. You feel me?
1974.
Yes, the Privacy Act. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's designed to protect us against things like that, and everybody under essentially is able to yes, you can use the services, but they will have to be privatized and still earn their own rewards or be accountable for their own. So if his company fails or he calls bankruptcy or he sells the company or whatever, the system will still be working. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
fully democratized or not, you feel me? And you have the fact that you got Starlink. You know what I'm saying? These are
Right.
massive satellites, and
Encompassing the entire world.
there's more than a few out there. I was asking, I went into the research and I was like, there's not a whole lot of videos promoting, catching a rocket every other day. Wasn't that impossible
Right.
for like forever? Isn't this the first time we're doing
Yeah, it
this?
was. Well,
They're
I don't
not.
know though. They did go to the moon back in the 60s.
Elon put a Tesla in orbit because, and then
Yeah. A car.
you know, yeah, he put a car in the.
Couldn't we have allocated those funds to something a
That's
little
gonna make me
more
get more high, man.
beneficial.
What's up with these Tuttle twins, man?
Yeah, let's get the Tuttle Twins going. Let's see if this app is gonna work, bro. I got that load. Oh yes, there we go. Come on. Hey,
Yeah. But see, that's another thing though. I don't want the databases to be a thing that we got to worry about for the most part, because it's also a matter of like think about the good that it's doing too. It is going to connect a whole lot of people and make a lot easier. But also, how do you
think
guys
I'm gonna
feel
Luke
about the
Belmar
real
though.
thing?
You can keep your Neuralink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
About what?
Yeah,
If you had
I'm gonna stay
if
all
you had
organic with this one.
if you had ALS and it was in the end stages, would you get a Neuralink?
No,
That's
I'll
real.
always leave.
absolutely
I'm
not.
not. I'm
There
not gonna
in
do
no
something like
way,
that.
shape, form, or fashion would I allow a computer chip to be implanted into my brain, giving someone else complete access and control to everything that I got going on up here in my head. Hell no, dude.
Yep. There was a Black
ALS.
Mirror
Give me
episode about
ALS. I'll
that.
take ALS for 50.
There we go. Okay. There was a Black Mirror
Me
episode on that
personally,
too.
you know,
I'm gonna spoil it
and
anyway.
also, know how to kind of heal myself through natural remedies and exercise. So
You said natural remedies and
pretty sure.
exercise. Gotta mix them too, man.
Yeah. So okay, it is working. So here we go.
Tuttle twins are right. Oh, I'm finna go pop some popcorn. Hold on. Let me grab the computer. I'm gonna walk it with me, I guess.
I think I let click the thing. It should let us both. Like everybody should be able to use it. Which episode do you want to go with, guys? We got when law give you lemons. Let me see. Oh, the Bitcoin Cash and the Bitcoin Bash and corrupted cash.
Interesting.
That sounds like a good one, huh?
How long are these a piece? Like 20, 30 minutes or hours long?
It is 22 minutes. We've got a couple 5 minute ones.
Or
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a 5 minute one that says why one
I mean, I
size
like the
fits
long
all
ones.
education.
I mean, shit, we can do one of the long ones, man. One of them 20-minute daddies.
All right, well then here we go. Here we go. Boom. We're gonna play in the meeting. Y'all can see it.
Says the screen is sharing right now.
Cool. Boom.
Yeah, man. Whatever was in my pack got me on stuck.
Work. Try to share it on one of you guys. It might not let me because we're like live on YouTube. Oh, well, it's redirecting. Come on. It's at least acting like it's going to play. Yeah. Josh, see if it'll let you. I'm gonna stop. I said to share it with everybody, so I'm gonna see. It might be just because mine's already running live. So I'm gonna stop and see if it'll let you play. Either one of you guys. All right. All right, I got now. Where you at, Josh? You still with us?
Tuttle Twins or Riot. So instead of popcorn, we have potato wedges and some Jules chicken. Indeed. I went to put a little bit of the ranch on there, and I forgot that it was the open top of bottle, and so I have half a plate of ranch as well. And
Awesome.
yeah, it was accidental, but it works. You know.
Hopefully it's not filled with additives. You'd be
Um.
surprised.
Yep, it's probably killing me, but
It's so crazy. This is how like on point you have to be with your
Honey and
nutrition.
chia seed.
Right? There's a
Yes.
Yuka app actually. It's YUKA. It's called Yuka. I literally use it every time I buy anything.
Also,
You
the
just scan
halal
the
stuff don't mean
barcode.
nothing either. The halal stuff,
You
when you
scan.
get the U, the circled products with the U, people be thinking that's all organic or that's all kosher as well. Sometimes those products are also additive added because they have to come to America or they
Exactly.
have to come to
That's
the
how they
UK.
get you. They'll say non-GMO. They'll say all organic, and it will be, except after it's been grown organically, they'll pump that shit full of additives. The Yuka app, all you do is scan whatever you're about to buy, and it's going to tell you like whether it's organic, what additives it's got in it. It'll give you like a risk level of like a low risk additive like emulsifiers and shit, or it'll tell you straight up like this is a very harmful additive that will give you cancer. And then it gives you like alternate versions or brands that are better for you. And overall, to give it like a 1 out of 100 rating. There's a few things that it won't rate. I think for some reason it doesn't do like baby products, and I believe dietary supplements. But anything else, like yeah, it'll tell you everything that's wrong with it. And so I don't eat like 99% of everything in a grocery store now. It's kind of hard to scan it and then see it tell you, oh yeah, this is going to give you cancer. It's going to shut your kidneys down. It's going to fuck your liver. It's kind of hard to read all that shit and be like, yeah, I think I'll eat this Pop-Tart.
You know, everything can be done though. Like, I feel like well, people do say moderation. Everybody says moderation, but I do
Yeah,
feel like
but
you can
poison.
have.
I
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
not
think
with
I don't think that
poison.
rule applies to poison
Well, think about alcohol, right? Why
or
is it
or
that
or like or like
why is
nukes. You know what I'm
why is
saying?
why is
There's a few things.
why is smoking allowed? Cancerous things happen when you smoke anything, right? But
Well,
why do we learn
smoking
about it?
tobacco is allowed because it's a
Valid
huge
point.
booming
Valid point.
industry and there's a lot of money involved, which is also why these poisonous additives in your food's allowed.
And alcohol you could drink.
Yeah.
Is that not straight poison? It's liquid death.
Well, well, actually, there is some historical and evolutionary benefits to alcohol.
Dark alcohol.
For
Yeah.
one, you think back in the Bible, everybody was drinking alcohol. Everybody was drinking wine, right? And do you think everybody was just a drunk? You think just everybody in the Bible? No, they couldn't drink the water because it was polluted with feces and all kind of other shit, right?
Yeah.
And
Washing
then
up in there, walking
wine
animals.
was if this you have no refrigeration, right? You have no way to like really you have to use salt to like preserve meats
It's
and
in a
shit like
goat
that.
skin.
So wine was one of the easiest and best ways to store calories.
Hmm.
So you could take some grapes, you could make some wine, and then you could store those calories for hundreds of years.
Oh yeah, I learned about that about the Indians here in America too. About how they used to use pemmican. They would eat pemmican, which is pretty much like a super compact like nutrient bar. So it's like bison, deer, or you feel me, bear or whatever the fuck. And it would last them for the entire journey across the mountains. So they would outlast, you know what I'm saying, even endurance sprinters on in long journey long journeys in the mountains. You
It's
feel me?
probably very high in sodium.
But they would also make their own wines. You feel me? And deer skins or goat skins or whatever the case may be became more popular with European, you feel me, introduction into the lands too, because they had like large satchels. You feel me? They could exchange this thing that they get from crushing grapes with their feet for fucking all types of animals that they've never fucking seen and all types of shit. Like, gee,
I
what?
would have loved it. I would have
Bro, I
loved
can give you this Pop Tart for a unicorn. Here.
it. I don't know. They probably wouldn't take that Pop Tart, bro.
The Europeans,
Who?
let's say,
Indians?
So
think about the Native Americans and the Europeans, right? When they came
Oh
over, that
yeah.
was their culture, right? So if I say to an alien, and he's got like a regular ass livestock, he's got hundreds of them on his ship, and it's like I've never seen that fucking food before. I've never seen that animal here. Both of them are of meager value in the grand scheme. They've got thousands on their other planet. They're just here to like slaughter sheep. They didn't know this was an inhabited planet. Oh, you give me one for this? Great. Yeah. Easy way to enter into bartering, G.
yeah.
Something foreign and unknown. But that's another way. Like if we talk about contracts, the way that we build off of creative inspiration too, I feel like that's what a good. I saw that on the Tuttle Twins as well. It was in the motherfucking show. Shout out to them. Do we have to have
Twins is the shit, bro. I'm gonna
yeah,
try to
bro,
do it
like
again, see if it'll go with it.
do they have a website too? I gotta check into that actually. Now I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, they have a website, and then I think you can also download an app on the Fire Stick and like Roku and shit like that at Angel Studios, and they got the episodes on there too. And you know what? It's pretty cool. The Angel Studios thing has got this little pay it forward program. It was actually pretty cool. It's like if you go and watch a movie, and at the end of the movie, you can scan this little QR code, and you can actually purchase 2 movie tickets for somebody else who like maybe can't afford it, and pay it forward. So I did that, and they gave me like a free subscription, like a year-long subscription for doing it. So it's pretty cool. I bought 2 people some free trip to the movies. They gave me like a year subscription, and I get to watch Tuttle Twins. It was a win-win.
Tuttle Twins are riots on the real. We will have this sway.
All right, it's gonna play this song.
Because YouTube Studios, let's see if my YouTube, because every time I open any other app that has moving pictures or something, my stream
Oh
might
yeah.
draw this.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
test
what I
out
share
this
bonus and share my screen.
new router.
Y'all want me to try?
You said for the intro?
Let's see if it's gonna work. Come on. It's just not going to work with us today. You know what? Here's what we can do.
I just broke my blunt, so I'm about to do some surgery real quick.
All right. So there we are. All right. Cool. Can you see me? Right on. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we just swapped it over. That's the way we'll do that.
Eric, y'all see my screen?
Yep. Maybe we can get the photo from there we go. All right. We just swapped it over. That's the way we'll do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
you said a whole studio.
Man, it can't keep a good man down, bro.
Y'all can see my screen right now?
Yeah. Yeah, it was doing it. I couldn't
y'all
see
want
mine
to-
either, like when I was first trying. I wonder if you can hear everything on the phone, right? Or is it still doing the
Yeah,
muffle?
yeah. I can hear y'all.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I can see you guys too, man.
All right, cool.
Hello.
Which one y'all trying to watch?
Evan Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, and I got that same ad playing on my screen. That's funny, huh? On my
Well,
YouTube.
Everything getting so expensive.
Only we could control the money. Then we could fix the money problems ourselves.
That's what they all say. Kevin, what are doing a Bitcoin sequel?
Jamie said Bitcoin is a pet rock. It doesn't do anything. Gonna get until Jamie does get the amount of time pet rocks. I didn't.
Dear Mom.
There's a little feedback.
Yeah.
Is it like you can hear it and shit? Though?
It cleared up. Yeah, I can hear it.
That better or worse?
Cheese sauces, big tea snacks, and Champy the Ocean's bad boy. No, my little cats. Emulating economy by buying junk food. You're repenting tomorrow.
The worst part.
Delicious sugar cereal to ever destroy the roof of your mouth.
Well, I'll feel warm in your soul.
Food movie night is the best. We've been saving up for this for months. I can't wait to chow down on carbs while watching awful movies.
It's gonna be the most artery clogging, cavity causing night of the year.
Thanks, Grandma.
Thank you to salads. I'm only paying for a third of it, but I will eat half.
Don't forget the protein bars. Every day is leg day. Robert, ever since we gave you those action figure legs, you've become a gym bro. Haters gonna hate. Come in.
$100 already?
It's everything.
We spent half this much last year. I'm so tired of everything getting so expensive. Thanks a lot, inflation monster.
Sup?
Ugh, our money is so messed up.
You're messed up for taking so long in line. Move it, lady.
Oh, if only we could control the money, then we could fix the money problems ourselves. That's what they all say. Get in. We're doing a Bitcoin sequel. Attention shopper. Chaplin Shop is 90% off for roughly the next 18 minutes. It would be if I only saw.
I want one of them scooters.
Mentioning this story, just give me a second.
Now I have to put all this back. Grandma, we left our snacks.
That's like when you're waiting on a
Junk food and
transaction to go through on Ethereum. That should take forever.
Sorry, Grandma.
I hope we don't get any viruses this time.
You stowed away?
It's my nature. And you can go into the internet?
Where in the internet are we anyways?
Bitcoin. Uncle Jamie said Bitcoin is a pet rock. It doesn't do anything. Then again, Uncle Jamie does spend a concerning amount of time with his pet rocks. Hey, wait!
I see what they're doing.
Fuck with food for thought. I fuck with food for thought.
Yeah, man. Nobody's thinking about it. That's the first thing I noticed when she was like half buffering. I was like, oh yeah.
Meanwhile, in the Bitcoin verse, the money fixed, Bitcoin is orange, and we're definitely
You say it like that, it makes people think we are Bitcoin is for the people.
Part of the internet.
I think both.
There you are, Grandma. Are you looking for something, or are you just trying to lose weight? Why are you making me choose?
Please tell me this place has real food.
Twins and the communist. Meet the Impressive. Where are impressive? Your Bitcoin? I'm up. One of 21 million. Jamie said Bitcoin is
On YouTube, there's feedback. Yeah. Hikma, could you mute?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's picking up both y'all audios.
Oh yeah, okay, makes sense.
Trustable.
So, for money to be trusted, it needs to be controlled.
No joy.
What does it even mean to control the money?
Well, it means they can easily make more money, make less, or steal it from you because they can. Which reminds me of a song.
When money is controlled, money is corrupted. When money is controlled, money is corrupted.
These things.
A long time ago, a dollar bill was backed by gold. Gold was rare and hard to mine. It was hard to control. The government couldn't print more bills without mining gold to match. But what if they could secretly tax you behind your back?
How? Asking for a friend.
Just take the gold and made money out of thin air. At first, nobody noticed. The people didn't care. So the government kept printing trillions of currency. And now inflation makes it so you can't afford groceries. When money is controlled, money is corrupted. When money is controlled, money is corrupted.
Important stuff like war. Wouldn't you need to control the money for that?
Once upon a time, when a country went to war, they'd send the people a war tax if it was worth fighting for. If the fighting went on far too long, the people would revolt. I'm not paying for your stupid war, and you have lost my friend. But the government got sneaky. They knew just what they need. Instead of paying for the war, they print that money secretly. And wars could last for decades, and they could do just what they will, because it's funded through inflation, and you can flip the bill. When money is controlled, money is corrupted. When money is controlled, money is corrupted.
Okay, so maybe we don't need to control money to fund wars. But what about saving money from terrorists? Shouldn't the government still control money to do that?
The government can seize their money from terrorists, it's true. But what if they determined that that terrorist is you? When a Canadian trucker convoy was protesting for their rights, thousands of people donated their dollars to the fight. But the Prime Minister of Canada really hated that protest. These peaceful truckers were honking, so he called them terrorists. He wanted to shut it down as they protested his laws, so he seized all of the money that was donated to the cause.
Oh, all the money except for one kind he couldn't control. Bitcoin.
When money is controlled, money is corrupted. 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 So good.
If you thought that was good. Was good.
My dad says absolute power can corrupt even the best people. So maybe no one can handle the temptation of controlling money.
The government can handle it. They control the money for our good. If you can't trust them, what can you trust? Let me guess. You're going to say cryptocurrency.
No. Well, you can't just blindly trust cryptocurrency. Many of them just as controlled and corruptible as the US dollar.
Okay, then what money isn't controlled?
Well, one option is Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency.
Yeah, we learned that Bitcoin is digital money that can be sent from person to person without a bank or government involved.
Exactly. Bitcoin is decentralized, which means no one group controls it. And because no one controls it, no one can corrupt it.
If no one controls Bitcoin, how can you make tons more of it? You know, like for wars and bailing out bankers. Important stuff.
You can't. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. So the value of your Bitcoin can't be stolen through inflation. Over the last 10 years, the dollar has lost 49% of its value to inflation, while the value of Bitcoin has grown significantly.
Oh yeah, the Bitcoin Lyle sent us a while ago is even more valuable now.
But remember, Bitcoin's a new kind of money that most people don't own yet. So its value still goes up and down in the short term. So
treat it like a long-term savings account, not a get-rich-quick scheme.
You know.
You are learning. And if you store it safely, it can't be stolen by criminals or the government. You said criminals twice.
You said that joke twice.
I say a lot of things twice. Dum-dum, robot.
My Uncle Jamie says if he was the government, he would close Bitcoin down.
The government hates that it can't close down Bitcoin. Nobody can. So the government is making a creepy knockoff called CBDCs.
CBDCs?
Oh no.
Wait, so what are CBDCs?
Central bank digital currencies. Instead of being completely uncontrolled, this money is completely controlled.
Hey, little guy. Want to create their own digital money when they already control our paper money?
Because they can't control how you use your paper money. Once it leaves the bank, it becomes hard to trace and nearly impossible to control. CBDCs would allow the government to completely control the money, to spy on everything you buy. Imagine the government taxing you instantly, seizing your money whenever they feel like it. Say the wrong thing in a post, poof, you're a terrorist. And poof, no more money in your bank account. Today, most of the countries in the world are considering using CBDCs. And once this kind of power is unleashed, it may be nearly impossible to reverse it.
So how do we stop the creepy government digital money?
First, vote for politicians who will fight it. And second, use money they can't control. Like me, Bitcoin.
And how does a kid buy Bitcoin?
With parental permission.
I meant actually, how do I buy some Bitcoin? Why does it say incoming unskippable ad?
The easy way to buy Bitcoin is with Swan, a Bitcoin only app with no fees on your first $10,000. Quick minutes, scan the QR code.
Responsive.
Exchange your controlled money for uncontrolled money today. Sponsored by Swan. And we'd like to thank our second sponsor, Grandma Bunyan Green.
But this future is so scary. What do we
Noted.
have?
Right.
As more people, companies, and even countries start to hold money that no one can
Check
control,
them
like
out.
Bitcoin, they may see the advantages and stop the creepy CBDCs themselves. Uncontrolled money won't solve all the world's problems.
I
but
bet
it
this is
will
a newer
encourage
episode,
companies
too.
and people to act more honestly. When you can't change the money changes you.
Uncle Jamie wouldn't lie. Dollars are safe. A little inflation isn't fact, it's normal. Bitcoin doesn't do anything. Bitcoin is a pet rock. I use Bitcoin.
Jeffrey, and thank you for the Rocky Road ice cream. Jeffrey, why are you here? Our love is on the rocks. It's true. I was an atheist, but there's nothing some Rocky Road ice cream can't fix. Oh, Jeffrey. Oh, Pebbles.
Time for dinner.
I'm not doing anything weird in here, Mom. I mean, coming.
Uncle Jamie's imagination.
He really has so much passion.
Uncle Jamie's prize pet rock collection.
Why?
They're alive.
Love of Jamie brought us to life.
Ethan and Emily's grandma. What are we doing here?
These rocks don't have money. You think you know how to control money? Well, here's your chance to prove it.
And where are you going?
I'm gonna go squat some rocks.
And Derek and I are going to see the Rolling Stones.
Rocky Road. Yes, please.
What's that?
It's money?
What's money? By the way,
Well, money is.
money is power. It's fat stacks of cheddar. It's how I prove I'm better than you.
It's what you buy goods and services with.
No, we just trade with whatever we have. Well, that sounds difficult.
How do you make this money?
Well, you can use these scissors to cut a paper into small bills, and voila, money. From now on, Pebbles, your job is to control the money. Give everyone a little and then only make more if it's like an emergency or whatever.
I have the power.
Oh,
No. Corinne, when money is controlled, money is corrupted. Oh, relax. It's all under control.
That's what she just said. Haven't you learned your lesson from printing too many tickets at the carnival and crashing Moneycraft?
I'm not controlling the money. Pebbles is. If we can't trust adorable Pebbles, I don't know who we can trust. What could go wrong?
Get out there.
Pebbles? I gave you control of the money printer, aka the scissors. And this is what you do with it? What? Pebbles?
Are you bedazzled in real diamonds? There was also an emergency.
And you used your printing money to fight the IROC war?
Yeah. Sorry about that one. And you stole the money from people protesters? Money printed.
Well, this is sad.
Missouri, 74, 75.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I gave Pebbles the most powerful weapon a government can wield. An infinite money printer. Pebbles! Give it to the trash can. This time.
Control is money.
That was weird. And I wasn't going to?
Stone her! Stone her! Stone her!
Jen, your money was controlled and the value was secretly stolen from you through inflation.
It's time to stop using Pebbles' money. Well, then what money can we use? Not going back to bartering.
We can't trust our banks or politicians to not mess up the money. I'm looking at you, Granite Yellen.
Guilty. We can't even trust each other, and that's okay.
That's why we need a money that doesn't depend on trust, a money that no one controls. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, like Bitcoin.
And the rock can what do you call it?
Still depends on price.
Yeah. As long as you have access to the internet with a computer, smartphone. See?
We may be struggling to feed our rock children because of inflation, but every house has a smartphone. I mean, come on, it's not the Stone Age.
Here, hold on, I'll tell you.
Well, are sure boring. What did we miss?
The loss of my dignity.
Hey, let's get going.
Mom?
Great.
Excuse me, checkout boy, do you accept Bitcoin?
Cash your card only.
Oh, okay. Well, then get with the times, bucko!
It's not my store.
So what did you learn?
One of the reasons our money is so messed up is because it's being controlled.
And I think I should put back some of this junk food, too many seed oils.
And subsidized corn syrup.
Maybe I'll store part of my income in non-controlled money.
That's the lesson you learned? I wanted you to learn the power of Megaphone. I just told everyone that they would get cheap cereal and they believed me.
Wait, it's not on sale?
You
made Tuttle Twins to teach our own kids about national right, inflation, Bitcoin, the dangers of communism, cronyism.
Which one? On the chair?
No, you can go upstairs.
Oh. This one.
Or you can stay. You can sit in the chair if you'd like.
Really good stuff, man. Shout out to the Tuttle Twins and somebody actually putting it together, because it's a really big leap, and I can only imagine what it was like to start to say, all right, we're going to put these episodes out and show people and show kids specifically what's going on.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
pretty cool. But it is kind of strange. I do see a few inconsistencies here and there, but overall, like, I love Tuttle Twins. But I guess they're still just people making these episodes, right? They got their own opinions and views.
For sure. So far, it doesn't seem like it's a overly strenuous concept. Maybe because they just sung it out.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that Swan, made them. It's probably in the contract where it says, well, you got to say Bitcoin 16,000 times.
Yeah, for sure. The grandfather of all Bitcoin. But think about that, though. And in essence, you could do the same thing with sponsorships of any other token, too, in reality. Now that we're having the takeover of, like, terrestrial radio and TV shows, we're about to start doing all these things on podcasts and stuff like that now. You feel me? Like, and YouTube, like,
yeah.
It's finna be over with, B. It's finna be everybody who got something that's popping. If they could attach entertainment to it, it's go time.
Yeah. Ain't got no excuse now.
We told you before we showed you, then we showed you while we.
And that's just the stuff that we show them.
Really cooking with grease out here, bro.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about the episode so far?
I mean, I'm just getting it up, and you know what I mean? Just soak it all in.
Me too, man.
It's an interesting concept, though.
It is.
It is.
It is an interesting concept. I did like when I first started and did the token. It was literally 5 minutes. And I had a token. And then really it was just waiting on it to be verified and checked off and like legit, all those addresses like that. But as far as the actual token itself, it was like 5 minutes. I had it. I made now building the value in it was totally different story. But as far as the actual just creation, and now I got something I can transfer and trade that's worth value. That pretty much instant. It was pretty cool.
Man, that's amazing, man. I had 6 opportunities to invest in Bitcoin when it first came out. I had a little Russian buddy, Joseph Karpenko. And he was like, man, you need to take some of this money, man. You need to invest it in Bitcoin. I could have gave him like 2 bands back then to go grab me some Bitcoin. I didn't do it.
Man.
I didn't understand, man.
Me either. I got a bunch of it back in the day. And, just used it on the dark web. I didn't know what I had, I was just like, I got to put cash in the ATM or do no contract. I just buy this and send it. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. I didn't understand it then.
The whole way I got introduced into DeFi was because Walt caught me spending Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? I had the first Coinbase card. I thought I was the stuff. You feel me? Everybody was talking about, oh, yeah, I could use some Bitcoin for this computer. I was like, The only reason I knew something about it was because we had like Nintendo DS. So that we had like, there was no JavaScript. So all you could do was look up web pages. But we used to use crypto chat. All the DS kids, Nintendo kids, you feel me? When you're in a close proximity, it's like 6 to 7 people you can put in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So instead of bikes, you feel me, riding around the neighborhood, we get back to one crib, we got the best internet, or not even the internet required for real, but go ahead and game on a DS. You feel me? Put stuff together, send each other links. So it's kind of fun to think about now how we doing it now full circle. I wonder how many of the nerd kids are still out there. We could have been up, bro. I spent all of that on pizzas and like lunch and like Gatorade.
See, that was your clear indicator right there. You done blew it already.
He didn't say it. I should have took that hunch that I had with Netflix, man. I remember when Netflix first came out. They would ship you DVDs to the house. And I was thinking, this is the most retarded business idea ever. Like, you're going to lose money. You're giving DVDs for $1 and then expecting people to, like, send them back. They're not sending them back, bro. You just gave them DVDs for $1. It was like going bankrupt. And I was thinking, like, the only way they're going to be able to, like, do something with this is if they were able to, like, just have that shit digitally on the internet or something, you know, and people could just, and then next thing you know, boom. And I still didn't invest in it. I was like, that's what I would do, and then still didn't fucking buy nothing in Netflix. I just watched that shit happen like an idiot.
What if their plan was to bankrupt the building from the business from the very get-go?
Exactly. So that's what I realized now.
The trade-off was the physical property for the security.
Yep. Of course, I didn't understand.
I mean, damn, hellified play. I didn't even think about that till now. That's
right. That is genius.
It's next level pimping.
That is, man. Gotta respect it.
I mean, they literally caught the end of the CD wave. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like the last of the Blu-ray era.
Yeah.
You know
oh man, think about that. That was genius. Because they got to literally ride the ass end of the CD and the shit. And
they close it out, revamp their whole entire website, and then just switch over to digital.
Innovate and be the damn, that's smooth, bro. That's why they're Netflix, I guess.
I mean, you know, at that time you got to think about it. Disney and all the motherfuckers is involved, you know what I'm saying? Warner Brothers and shit. So they ain't just gonna let it slide, you know what I mean?
They put Blockbuster out of business, bro.
Yeah, Blockbuster used to be popping. Man,
they put that shit all the way out of business. Yeah, I used to go as a kid to Blockbuster, bro. Yeah, man. The good old days, bro. When you had to get out and actually communicate with people face to face.
Ride your bike to your homie's crib, knock on the door, ring a doorbell.
Right. Yeah, man. Had to communicate with like his mom and shit first. You know what I mean? Like, and then you had to talk to like 3-4 people on the way. You know, and if you're if your cousin's out on his bike, that's how it was. We didn't come home to the street lights, bro.
Yeah. Late as possible.
And sometimes I wouldn't come home. I would ride my bike for miles, like I go all the way across town and just ride. Or play basketball for 16 hours.
Yeah, man. That was my deal right there, basketball, bro.
Yes, dude. It's the best. It's like the best workout. It's like everything. It's like you get a little bit of the contact, you know, every now and then you get some of that frustration out. There's skill. There's like a tremendous amount of skill that takes hard work.
Constant work, man.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Thank you, bro.
At least like 3-4 hours even after practice. So I get out of school down here. It was like right up the street. They consider like band, football, basketball, all that shit. That's considered a class down here. So it's like a cheat code, really. You know what I mean? Automatic 100.
But I'm telling you,
we do some of those blocks for about like, I don't know, like an hour and a half. You know, we have 4 a day, so that'd be the last one of the day. Sitting there practicing for an hour and a half. I get out of practice. I come back home. I have my hoop right outside where I'm at right now. Man, I'll be out there shooting for another 6 hours, bro. I miss that, man.
I miss it too. I literally had weight training for 3 out of my 4 semesters. I think it was the sophomore and the junior year. But it might have just been the junior year of high school. Like I would go to school, I would take 1 class, and then the next 3 would be all weight training.
Oh, so you was like doing heavy lifting?
Ridiculous. Huh?
Were you doing heavy lifting?
No, that's just the coaches just got me in weight training because I played football and basketball and wrestled. So it was just like, so they
Man, as a swimmer, they put me in them calisthenics, them electric squats, G, them electric chairs, G. We sitting there, and man, they're like, all right, we're gonna put something in
that
your
swimming
head.
ain't no joke, man.
I'm like, G, I'm like, if this water don't beat me up enough, G, you're not gonna talk to me, G, respectfully.
That water, that shit's hard to move too, fluidly at a rapid pace for a long distance, dude. Like I trained that shit specifically to be able to do that shit, and it's hard, bro. You got to think like every movement you make in that water, especially if it's like against current, is resistance. There's not a single fucking strand of muscle fiber that isn't under resistance.
That's what makes me think of like the chimpanzee story you told about the girl who has the same muscle density because she lived like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why would I go and practice these very limiting moves which will have damage or effects on me long term rather than just doing the exercise or the movement my body can adapt to? You know what I'm saying? Just spend more time in the water instead of going to do these exercises. I want to go swim. So cool. I could be sitting there in the park. I just went to swim more. World domination.
It is insane what the body can do. Do you know about I believe she's still the fastest rock climber in the world.
Never heard. No, I'm not familiar.
It was this. Yes, she was. Her parents owned a chimpanzee rescue, right? And so from like a small little baby, she would play with these chimpanzees, and she would mimic their movements. She would swing from the vines when they swing from the vines, and if they jump to a tree, she would jump to a tree. And over time, her muscle density developed.
That's the one. Yeah, I didn't know she was a rock climber though.
Yeah, exactly like the chimpanzees. Like the strength that she has, like in her fingers, is the grip strength is insane. You see her scale like a Rottweiler, dude, and she just like uses 2 fingers, and she just like it looks like a fucking looks like she's just like running on the ground. It's so fast, and it's just because she spent her entire life fucking playing with chimpanzees. It's crazy. They're like half her size, but 3 times the strength.
Yeah, don't let her go.
All right, you know what? I got some of the greatest intellects in the world right here in the room. So I got a real question for y'all. Y'all ready for it?
What? Yeah, what's up? Shoot.
100 men versus one gorilla.
Bro, get the
I knew it was coming, bro. God, I knew you was gonna do. I know nothing about this shit, bro. Literally, I don't know what this whole man and gorilla shit is. Like,
I don't either.
Don't we got better shit to do? I didn't even know that was a thing until Chris.
Man, that whole entire general public, I don't do that. I don't do it.
I don't even know what the fuck that's about. What is it?
I can't do it.
I hear everybody talking about these fucking gorillas and 100 men or some shit. Like
100 men fighting one gorilla. I guess.
But what's the thing? Are we saying that 100 men could beat a gorilla, or
that's how to get you? That's how to get you. I ain't gonna do that with you. I don't know.
I'm saying I don't understand the context of the whole thing. We're trying
No
to figure out
guns,
here.
no weapons. People got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's just one of those mental draining distractions, right?
Yes.
I learned about the whole thing when Chris shared that thing where he said 100 men versus a negotiable instrument.
So fucking stupid.
Like Chris shared that, and I was like, "That's funny." And then that's when I learned that there was some shit about a gorilla. I was like, "That's so crazy." People will do anything, dude.
Took the world by storm.
Insane. So, do you really think that some guy that nobody knows created Bitcoin for the whole world and
I
just
don't know what's
disappeared like a
going on.
thief in the night?
Wait, hold
I
on.
don't
It's
know what's
lagging. Lagging?
How do I need to say? I said, do you really think that some guy that nobody knows created this currency and then just like disappeared?
What you mean, like Nakamoto? Yeah. Satoshi?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You buy the whole narrative. You think that's legit?
Yes. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm
I don't know,
Christian.
man. I mean, I don't know. We can do some pretty amazing shit. A couple smart motherfuckers can change the world. But
One dude,
I
though.
mean, hell, we ain't even done too much, and
If he
everybody
had
can
the
fucking
technology
find
of
out who we
50,
are.
yeah, if he had the
I feel like
technology,
if I created a currency that changed the world, somebody'd fucking find it.
well, or
I don't know what
not
to do.
disappeared you. You could have been disappeared. You could be in a suitcase somewhere. Who knows? You know?
Yeah,
That's the
well,
whole point. That's the whole
that
point.
is a possibility as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so he shows it
Anything
works.
can happen.
So
I just choose to look at the whole situation like this. I don't really care. I could pretty much believe that it is definitely controlled by the same people that are controlling shit now. But I could also believe that a couple, fucking lone wolves could get together and do some shit to defy fucking the system and actually fucking change the world too.
yeah,
So I'm
and
accepting
narrative,
all
right?
possibilities
Possibly
and
put
just choosing to
themselves.
use it where it fits into what we got going on. I'll just leave it at that. Who cares? If we can benefit from it, fuck it. We'll use it if it furthers our purpose. If not, then get the fuck out of here. Bro.
Hold on, they just said the. They said
But
it's
I
a
don't
lag.
trust it. I don't trust anything that is ultimately controlled by someone else.
I mean, just like the narrative itself is a double-edged sword, though. That's what I was saying in terms of like, think about how because people believe in Satoshi Nakamoto or whatever the case may be, there's going to be people that try to make Bitcoin work that way. So if they see deployments, things that don't work right, or they're doing too many of the coins or whatever, it might be a great Bitcoins wars or something. You feel me? Like, he's that type of serious with it. Countries are buying Bitcoin. It's not a game. It is now real. They will send people out for that asset. Like, man, it's in your treasury. Oh man, you use it to eat off of, bro. Dang, that's all the healthcare too. Well. I think it's going to be a dystopian future, but it's also one of those things where because people see it coming early, we might be able to save it if we do like what the Tuttle Twins just did. They just teach a whole they're going to teach a whole generation of kids real quick.
Facts.
Overnight. You feel me? They go grow up with that. So you can show me Gracie's Corner, or you can show me Tuttle Twins. Now, I'm not saying they're not both great, but start them young.
The Tuttle Twins, they did their thing with that, man.
Yeah. So how you guys feeling about you know what I'm saying, making a TV show? How hard could it be? Decentralized finance, or possibly, or maybe some real brief. Aboriginal history. Maybe hell.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Little TV show on that. Do drop some lore. You know. Do a little book series. There we go. Hey, Chris said they got books, they got CDs. My goodness. Well, it's a whole brand, real quick. And Angel Studios, run through a production company.
That's pretty cool. I got all the books up there. I can send them to you. We've already went through all of them. But you know that idea that we were talking about with the lifestyle libraries, that would be cool to actually go and interview, like, because think about it, anybody that's kind of in the Chicago area, you can actually go personally, face to face, with a camera and interview these people directly, right? Like documentary style, up close and real with it, right? Obviously, me and Hickman can get around to some places, you know, in the South. You know what I'm saying? That would be super cool, man. You know, to be, you know, if it was worth it, not just anybody. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just, you know, just have just any fucking. Well, I guess you kind of do if you're doing a lifestyle library. Though you got to have different lifestyles for the library.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's a hard one, though. It's hard for me to sit there and bite my tongue and be quiet when I'm hearing someone speak and I just know they're wrong. And I'm just like,
Well, sometimes you get to know where it went wrong when you let it play out. But it's also a matter of fact if it's not really going to affect you directly. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might affect your future, or you might be knowing what you're talking about, but you have a roundabout way of getting there. And maybe it's working because of your situation. And by the time I sit here and figure it out, now we're friends. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, though, like, I do feel like it is a little bit of noise with it, right? Like, if it is the right information, that's why we do a lot of branding now. We're kind of establishing the fact that, look, man, you can go ahead and look it up after we get off the lives. And obviously, people are looking up the content, or, you know what I'm saying, digging what they're seeing, and you feel me, getting some value out of it for themselves. Because, congratulations, man. So I guess subscriber push too, man. If y'all tuning in on YouTube, you feel me? We support other channels and other education content as well. You feel me, on the real? A safe space for good stuff, good shiznits. There we go. Set it for the children. On the real. But even on the learning burn type stuff, you feel me? So we got lifestyle libraries, people can get extra perspective, learning burn sessions.
Yeah.
And we got Wolf Wednesdays. Then on top of that, I feel like
different
summertime is going to come with a lot of stuff for fitness, man. So where y'all at with the fitness stuff?
Man, everywhere with the fitness stuff. That's a part of my life. Honestly, I think if you know, I know me and Hickman talked about it. I believe me and you might have talked about it the other day. It's like, you know, if you ask billionaires, you know, what's the most important thing? You know, every one of them is going to tell you health. Every one of them. And, you know, I've played around with that concept. Like, it could just be that, you know, when you're a billionaire and you've obtained like everything there is to obtain, you know, physically and materialistically, the only thing that you can't buy is more time, right? You can't buy health, in a sense. You know, you can with like work and preservation of healthy cells and things, and you know, regenerating the ones that while you can. But I think it's because I didn't think about none of this shit when I was eating processed food and, you know, fucking off, you know, doing stupid shit, bro. I didn't care about investments. I didn't care about like longevity or legacy or helping, you know, a bunch of people. Like it just wasn't on my spectrum of things to think about. That didn't come. I mean, I was always like the type that was just generous and like, you know, I wouldn't ever like a piece of shit, but it just, you know, this purpose or sense of like, you know, I can do more, so I should type it. Like, you know, I was just doing me and worrying about the bag and having fun, really, and fucking off, like, really. wasted half of my life doing that. And then I started eating right and working out. Like, I'd always been active and working out, so that never was like an issue. That's always been a part of my life with sports and shit. But the diet, that's what changed everything. When I went to like the primary source of nutrition being vegetables or fruit, cutting out all the red meat and really meat completely. Like I sometimes I'll eat turkey. That's about it, really. I might eat fish every once in a while. But other than
I'm a
that,
carnivore.
I'm on the best,
Yeah, I'm not
bro.
yeah.
Yes,
And
I
I've
love
been
a
looking at
barbecue
all these
jackfruit
different diets, and
sandwich.
none of them include meat. And I'm sitting here looking like, not only is there something to that, but
Yeah,
you
there's
feel me?
also something to it. Why literally everybody from people that I went to school with older than me or like younger than me look like they're 50. And they're like, damn, bro, you still look exactly like you did in high school. Like, what are you doing? The same shit I was doing in high school, man. Working out and fucking having fun, handling business. Bro.
A
What
part
are
of me
you
is to
doing?
say that working out is almost as much important as the diet too, right? Because motion is lotion. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's not that you can work everything out of your system. Because if you run like a mile and then you eat like a Twinkie, 2 Twinkies, that negates like you feel me, 3 miles worth of shit. You feel me?
And that's
But like,
just in the caloric intake. If you go into what's in that Twinkie and what those fucking emulsifiers and those fucking additives and those preservatives and all that shit, it's in it due to the body. You're talking about a whole nother system thing. It's ridiculous.
what you
But
call it, lymphatic and lymphatic.
the exercise is cognitive too, right? Like there's a reason why you feel amazing after like really pushing yourself. There's also a reason why you feel like the like just a sense of peace and you know just tranquility when you take your shoes off and you walk out into the grass and you go to stretch or meditate, right? That's when you know that your body when your feet touch the ground without shoes on, that your body fills up with electrons so fast and so many of them that they can't even measure. They can't tell you how many and how like this. That's how fast it fills up with electrons, which is like basically like charging the body. That's also why like old people will love to pet like a dog or a cat, right? Like most older people, sedentary lifestyles now, they probably most of the time they're inside. They probably have like bad feet, so they're not walking around barefoot, and so they can pet a cat or a dog and get those electrons that way. So that's a cool thing, and it's probably also why like if you're lounging around indoors and you pet a cat or a cat jumps in your lap or whatever, you get happy or energetic or just your mood kind of lightens a little bit.
That's interesting.
It's pretty cool.
And I never really guessed, but that makes sense because they do say people that have animals tend to live for a decent little amount of time longer than those that don't. But also, I wonder if there's a correlation between the ones that have active family members and not. You know what I'm saying? The mortality rate between those two. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, I come from a family of not at all healthy people, right? Like they ate bullshit. They, most of them were, like most of the people we know, a lot of drug addicts and alcoholics and, just not, the best environment. And then everything completely changed with me and my sister. Like, of course, all the stuff we got going on. My sister's a health coach. She's getting started on some products. So we're about to have the body butters, the lip balms. I believe it's going to be some face creams, and a few other things, soaps and everything. Completely organic, no additives, no bullshit. So, and we can vouch for that shit because I know exactly where the products that are making these, are sourced from. So, probably going to.
Does she know how to bake it?
Yeah. So it's cool because like now literally we're active, we're healthy, like we get together with family and just it's just a total change from our childhood. So it's really cool to see that you definitely can be the difference, at least in your family, you know. Like there wasn't a single person in my family ever went to college, ever like graduated high. I think my uncle was the only one to graduate high school before me and my sister. And I think we got a cousin, and he's got 3 little boys, and everybody else is dead or in prison.
Real spill.
Yeah, but now we got this huge family. I mean, I like 5, 6 kids. My sister's got twins. My cousin's got 3. So we completely repopulated and changed the whole dynamic of our family heritage and history. So that's a pretty dope ass thing to do.
Yeah, it broke some generational curses
Proud
real
of that.
quick.
Yeah, man, fuck
Wait
them
a minute.
generational curses, bro. Ain't no such thing as a generational curse.
You don't believe it?
No, hell no. The only generational curse is that you're cursing the next generation by not fucking doing what you're supposed to do and teaching them. It's that fucking simple. That is your job as a parent, bro. It ain't fuck all that. Be your kid's best friend, and no, that is not your role especially as a father, bro. As a father, you got one fucking job: you protect them and you fucking teach them. That way, when you're not fucking there, they can protect themselves. If you fail at that, you failed as a father.
That's straight up.
If you did not fucking equip those children with the ability to survive once you're not there to fucking do it for them, you failed miserably. Worrying about fucking making them feel good and I just want my kid to like me. No, I want my fucking kid to listen, respect me, and survive.
Real spill. Cause what's left? You know what I'm saying? What's left? And you know what I'm saying? My dad used to say it all the time. He said, "Just look around, man. Just look around. Just look around.
Right.
You just pay attention." All right, he right.
That's all
There's
it
something
takes.
to
A little
that.
bit of attention to detail.
On the real.
And some balls every once in a while. Sometimes you got to be willing to say no. Sometimes you got to be willing to say yes. Sometimes you got to be willing to shut the fuck up and not say nothing.
Hey, your journey so far in life, have you said more yeses or nos?
Oh, yes.
More yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely way more yeses.
Real spill. That's powerful.
That's how you live a million lifetimes, bro. That's how you gain a million experiences. You don't gain shit sitting there doing nothing and saying no. Best thing I ever did was say yes to some stupid shit.
At least it taught you something, huh?
Hell yeah, every time. Every time. Sometimes the same lesson. Had to go back and do it a second time to make sure it hurt.
It'll work.
That's where you grow. We've all had a lot of these conversations over the last couple of days. Hickman said it earlier. It's like, man, I thank you. Thank you for the hard time. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the struggles. I might be bitching while I'm in them and got them a little irritable. The next day we might cuss each other out or something, but it's all in love and we understand because shit, we all going through it. We probably going through it a little more than some, and others probably going through it worse than we are. But everybody going through it. That's for sure. But that's what life is for, bro.
But we all need somebody to lean on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes and no.
Even if it's yourself,
honestly, I think that
somebody else.
I think real, true peace and like happiness comes from not leaning or depending on outside force or person or relationship or substance or I think if you really truly want to be happy and at peace, you got to literally just accept that it's all temporary anyway.
At
All
peace,
of it.
yes, but I don't know if I'd agree with happy.
Well,
I feel like. Do you think there's
the
a
alternative
I
is to
feel like
let your happiness depend on all of these temporary things.
right,
I don't really see a way you win.
right. You wouldn't really win, and that's why I think like
You couldn't. It's
talk
impossible. It's
therapy
like
though.
my happiness depends on this thing that is finite and it won't last forever and it could be gone in a second. Right. So
Hmm.
that's literally saying my happiness could disappear in the blink of an eye, all because
Listen,
something else decided to do something I didn't expect it to. And
yeah.
that's where all fucking heartache comes from. That's where all the, problems come from is the expectations. You have this expectation of this person, or you've set this
You
bar for
saying,
them to reach.
listen,
They fall
man. How
short. You
about
become
Bitcoin?
disappointed.
What about Bitcoin itself, right? Like just like Bitcoin,
Yeah.
why do you hold Bitcoin there? You know what I'm saying? Because
Why
it
do I
could
hold
go
Bitcoin?
down.
Because I can use it. It's beneficial.
Real
It
spill.
serves a purpose.
Real
It's
spill.
the same. It's the same reason why you hold relationships with people. If we're
Everybody
really
needs
getting down
somebody.
to it, you can say it's because you're just a really great person and you love their feelings and you just, but there's a use there. Whether it be now, I have certain friends to where literally the only thing that I really gain from them is they're entertaining as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They're funny. They don't. I wouldn't loan them any money. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let them watch my kid or none of that shit. But I might fucking see them and hang out with them for 30 minutes just to listen to them talk shit and tell the story. They're entertaining, but there's still some. If I had no use for a person or a substance or an object or an asset, if I had no use for it at all, I wouldn't have it. Why would you?
Type shit. A sentiment. That's about it.
It's very simple. And here's the thing that people don't realize.
No,
We're all
sentiment.
the
Sentiment.
same type of creature, right? We're all the same type of creature. So if you've had those thoughts, that means somebody else has too. And that's the part that
Yeah.
like people you got to be accepting of all possibilities. That's why when I was walking into the store and I was just thinking about, I was like, you know what? I was like, I think that is why happy people were happy. It's exactly why. It's like because they quit trying to be fucking happy. Because it's like everybody's that's all they're doing. They're trying to fucking be well, maybe if I get this amount of money, then I'll be happy. Right? You're fucking trying to get that money so you can be happy. Right? Or maybe you go the opposite way with it. I've been both, so I know, you know what I'm saying? I've been like, well, if I get a bunch of money, then I'll be happy. You get a bunch of money, you realize then there's a lot more problems. I'm not so happy. And then the whole minimal, you know what? I'll just cut all the shit that fucking I don't really need out of my life. That way there's less disappointments and then I'll be happy. But then, you can only spend so much time in solitude before you do kind of feel like you need to have some connection with the
Hey,
outside world.
I have another meeting real quick too, Chris. I'm finding this dang Zoom link. This is facts.
What is it? What
I said
what
I'm
do you got going
finding.
on?
No, I'm looking for another Zoom link. I'm finna have to head out. I'll still look for it in my
All right,
email. Yes,
bet.
indeed.
Yep.
But no, I'm following you, brother. What you said?
Oh no, we good. I'm just sitting there bullshitting.
Real spill. When you got something that you actually are striving towards, though, I do feel like that. Yeah, you do have to have an internal, you feel me, drive and motivation first, so that way you're not looking for the motivation to do it. But I do still also feel like the support behind it is you actually seeing that progress in a way,
Yeah.
and also the connection in and of itself. Because sometimes you're not progressing, right? Sometimes you're just having fun, but maybe that's what it looked
Yeah.
like.
That's it.
It could
Sometimes you're
be.
just distracting yourself. But there's a purpose. There's some reason, you know? And even if you guys are working like two people would work together on something, right?
And
Both of you guys are benefiting from that mutual benefit. Like we're working toward the same purpose. We're getting this thing built. You know what I'm saying? But we're both in that.
that's
It
why
would
we
be like,
do it on Wealth Wave. Gotta head out
that's
though. I
how
found
we,
the link.